Yeah, what better character to show in New York than Spider-Man? So, first of all, we got the classic Spider-Man suit. You know it, you love it. What's our next one here? Oh yeah. You kind of can't not have the black suit, the symbiote suit, right? In that case, it's actually fine. Inspire, return, previous game. Yes. We have this was an issue that Dan Slott wrote a few months ago. It's a new spider armor. It's just really cool, and it's more than just a color change to me, at least. We're changing the big time one because the red suit was jealous of the green suit the first time. So we're gonna give the red suit some love in this one. Which is Future Foundation. He has replaced Johnny Storm in what used to be the Fantastic Four, now Future Foundation. And it's sort of his core costume in the comics these days. So we're really happy to have that.
はい、今クリスからスパイダーマンの説明をしてもらいました。カラーに関しては、このように6種類。
Alright, as you just heard from Chris in the explanation of Spider-Man, so we got 6 color ultimates available for each character.
それからですね、カプコン側の方もね、キャラクターがせっかくなんで説明したいと思います。こちらは、テスタ基本になるのはペリシアで、説明したいと思います。
Alright, and because this is Marvel vs. Capcom, we have to tell you a little bit about the Capcom side as well. So to that end, Seth is going to tell us a little bit about Felicia.
I'm a little jealous of Chris here. He got the exciting Spider-Man costumes. I'm going to run through some fun Felicia stuff. We'll hit them pretty fast, but I'm a huge Darkstalkers fan. So of course, this is the classic Felicia costume, her original appearance. You remember that sprite in Darkstalkers. And here we have one of my favorites also from Puzzle Fighter. If you remember Felicia in Puzzle Fighter, not the best character, but she's so cute. Next up, another original Darkstalkers outfit that was also commemorated in a sexy toy. This one is a slight alternate on another original Darkstalkers costume. We decided to try the black hair this time with this one, and pretty happy with the results on that. And in this one, we've got Felicia joining the Marvel Redheads Club. We wanted to get her in the calendar or something like that, so talk to Mr. Baker here and we can maybe make that happen. And then closing it out, we have a slight skin color variant, so she's gone a little darker here, again commemorated in a very classy toy. But a little fun with Felicia, so I think it's going to be great. It's a nice ride there too.
もう一つネタがすごい、たくさん詰まってる、背景の話を、したいと思います。これはね、もう完全にマーベルコミックのネタがすごい満載なので、ここからもまた、クリスの説明をお願いしたいと思います。
And it just stop with the costumes and colors there too. We got a lot of other in-jokes in the game, especially with all the new stages and new backgrounds. And a lot of that came from Marvel. They asked us to put a lot of these cool in-jokes from the Marvel comics in, so we're going to let Chris explain that.
Yeah, here we have a brand new stage we're revealing here at New York Comic Con called City That Never Sleeps. Thank you, Frank Sinatra. Pretty much every sign you see in here is some sort of Marvel reference in some way. There were originally some kind of cool but original signs that Capcom put in, and we're like, well, you can add some more Marvel flavor to it. It's kind of a Marvel New York that we're dealing with here. So for example, we've added this sign from Amazing Spider-Man for Feast, which is a place where Aunt May does some charity work. It's also where the character Anti-Venom originated. Then there's Damage Control, which these guys are the guys who clean up all the mess that happens after every building gets destroyed in New York. This is incredibly obscure, literally one panel, but we had like this kind of downward kind of thing, and we needed to find something to fill it, and the Starlight Theater from an Amazing Spider-Man issue about 10-15 years ago. And here you have just a bunch of references, Internet Bubble, Heroes for Hire, the Nelson and Murdoch, which is Daredevil, and the kind of ESPN-looking Oscorp logo. And of course, the Daily Bugle here. Another super obscure one there is the JR's Gym, I believe that's been Riley Spider-Man right there. And the Coffee Bean, which is a pretty well-established place where Peter Parker hangs out. And you'll also notice there's this scrolling text here, and we made that a reference in and of itself, which you probably, if you're playing the game right, there's no way you're reading this. And if you can read it, then you have amazing skills. But yeah, there's basically references here. It's the MDC Music Hall, for example. It says featuring Dazzle with Felicia, which you might recognize from Felicia's Ending. Opening act, Hypno Hustler and the Mercy Killers. Worst Spider-Man villains of all time, but one of the most amazingly awful. Yeah, you know, we kind of have alternate versions of original stages in throughout the game here, and one of the last ones that Capcom was stumped on. They had ideas and we had ideas, but we were like, there's that wall there, and Metro City is kind of already a dump anyway. Kind of like the Days of Future Past storyline in the X-Men, which it sounds like quite a few are familiar with. So what we did was, let's see, well, I'll show you some reference here. This is actually something I just did in Photoshop real quick. An idea of what they could be. So basically you got like the sign everybody knows, and you have the Sentinels, and you have just the kind of punk, I believe they're called the Rogues, is that called? So that's just a concept, and of course you just saw what it actually turned out to be. So yeah, the Sentinels are there. You know, that's I believe one of the packs that you can pre-order has that as a playable version. Yeah, you got the rogue guy. What's his name? Big Outs. Big Outs. And then of course the iconic. Yes, so you may notice that every character there was in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, but is not in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. There's a raffle out there, I'll just leave it at that.
はい、ということで、いろいろなね、背景にもこういう小ネタがあるので、ちょっとね、この辺も気にしながら、見てもらえればと思います。
Alright, so as you can see, we put a lot of efforts in the background stages as well. There's a lot of neat jokes in there, but like Chris said, if you're playing the game, you may not have time to notice that.
あともう一つ、日本ではね、ちょっと早めに発売されますけど、こちらのゲーム、プレイステーションビータの方でも展開しようと思います。
Okay, maybe you've heard the news coming out of Japan that this game will also be available on the PlayStation Vita.